Re, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. This is from a video giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. And there's a video put up by GMS Vegas Sit Downs 144K, which is the elder out of Vegas. Anyway, he did a video. I didn't even get a chance. I just kind of checked out maybe the first 41 minutes of it. And the actual video, which is the Breakfast Club, they put up a video because they had him on there, the RZA, a week ago. So it says the RZA from Wu-Tang says Hebrew Israelites in New York was part of historical story. Now, when he said that, I'm going to tell you what he meant by that. This was 1995, the Passover, and the Wu-Tang Clan, they came to the Passover. Also at the Passover was Meldrick Taylor, which he fought in the Olympics. He won a gold medal. Team USA with Mark Breland and Sweet Pea Whitaker. Evander Holyfield, he got disqualified, so he should have won a medal. But mostly all of them won medals in 1984. So Meldrick Taylor was one of the guys that went on to be world champion, multiple world champion, known for his fast hands. And I actually met him, gave him a hug, saluted, and so forth. But another man that was there that year was Oak Tree Williams. Oak Tree Williams. If you old school martial arts and the kickboxing days, he was top fighter, champion back there. They were trying to get a fight with him and Mike Tyson. I believe he was a sparring partner for Mike Tyson, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that was 1995, a year before the split. And that was the biggest Passover to date, and that was held at Columbia University, which is on the campus, is on 116th Street. And we had rented this big, gigantic hall. We had a lot of brothers and sisters that come even from out of state. Anyway, I'm just going to go right to it. And I don't know what I'm going to say. Maybe this video will be 3 minutes long, 5 minutes long. Let's see where the Spirit takes me. Okay, this is put up by the Breakfast Club on YouTube. RZA talks Wu-Tang, an American saga, early financial struggles, which we all know about, learning, patience, plus more. So this is what he said.
Story of not just telling the Wu-Tang story, really, but telling the story of just growing up in New York, doing hip hop. Mm-hmm. So many people had to go to the record stores and dig for their crates, come across the guards, and others come across the Israelite brothers, ripping with each other. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's so much that that a lot of us live. People getting choked out in the community by the C ciphers back then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Moms knowing that you're slinging, but you also help them pay the rent. Mm-hmm. So swallowing it. So many of us lived that. So I thought it was, best to tell the story, dramatize it, take off some of the things we try to hide. Because Wu-Tang was always saying stuff in our lyrics.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, so, the reason why he said that was because he actually, him and the rest of Wu-Tang Clan, they were actually at the that Passover, so 1995 was a historic year for the Israelites because the following year, I believe we had one more Passover together, and then a split came, led by Bishop Nathaniel, and I say his name because he was part of that group that got to King Marshal's ear. The rest of those guys I don't have to mention because they're no longer, out on the highways and the byways doing the Hebrew Israelite thing. Moving on to the next subject, I want to say this. I have received a call from the elder bishop Manatazak concerning somebody from one of the GMS camps out of state. They come to find out he was dealing with a chick that was 17. And when the brothers found out about it, they kicked him out. Now, there was another brother in another state that was dealing with a chick that was 17 in a different state. So what I did was I went to Google and I put in age of consent. I think I put in one state, and I think it said 17. So I said, well, that brother's all right because the chick that he's dealing with is of the age of consent. Now the other state, it was 18. So if he's dealing with a chick that was 17, that wasn't of the age of consent. So he can be locked up for that. Now what I found out as I was going through those laws in the various states. Oh, by the way, New York, as of I believe 2017, prior to that, the age of consent, believe it or not, was 14 years old. You can consent to have sex with another person, a woman having sex with a man. And they changed it in 2017 to, I believe, 17. Now they have a law within the various states that's called the Romeo and Juliet law. Because Romeo and Juliet, if you read the play, they were young lovers. And I would guess I would have to go to read it, do the research on it. They were extremely young. In their teens, probably 13, 14 years old. So now Esau came up with this law called the Romeo laws that says, so, you're going to find out that the age of consent thing is a numbers game with Esau. Prior to them bringing those laws together, the reason why they came up with those laws was because of a brother named Jack Johnson, because he was dealing with these Edomite women, which could have been Jake, that looked like Edomites. And the law was the White Slavery Act. If you take a woman from one state to the next state, even if you're married, you can go and read the law yourself. Let's say you go from New York to Jersey and you have sex in New Jersey, you can be arrested for that and get locked up. And he came up with that because of Jack Johnson, because of all the women that he was getting. Now prior to that, you didn't have no age of consent. They showed you that in the movie, what's the daggone movie with Oprah Winfrey? Purple. There. The color purple. The color purple. And they made this guy, what's this dude's name? Damn, I can't, somebody put his name in there, I just can't think of his name. The Jake actor. The Jake woman hated him because he was dealing with women that was underage. Well, back then, it showed you that the father made the deal with the man. It had nothing to do with what a woman wanted. It's what the father said. You're gonna be with this man. Well, they got that from what? They got that from the scriptures. The Spirit witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Scriptures also speak about the Gentiles being without law, have become a law unto themselves. I'm paraphrasing, I probably botched it, but that's Romans 2 verse 14, if I'm not mistaken. And the previous quote was from Romans 8:16. I believe you can start the 14, 15 verse, but I believe the key verse is in the 16th verse, or thereabouts. So that thing's coming up about the age of consent and dealing with a woman underage. Back in ancient world, you didn't like I said, you didn't have that, man. You didn't have that. The video recently that I put up concerning I was talking about the age of consent and all that, because that seems to be coming up in the rape doctrine. I think I called it. It just came to me. Deuteronomy 21 verse 10. The answer to Deuteronomy 21 verse 10, where you go and you take your enemy down, and you see a woman, a beautiful woman, obviously from another nation. You can take that woman, but before you lay with her or rape her, you have to let her mourn for a month. Shave her head, pare her nails, put off the garments of her captivity, because you're going to make her Israelite, even though she's not an Israelite. But the children that you have through that woman are Israelites. And I would like to also say this. I'm just thinking out loud pretty much. I wanted to do a lesson, but I'll speak on it now concerning Genesis, the 6th chapter, about the giants and the sons of the Most High lay with the children of men, and they had hybrid humans. Those are Israelites laying down with the other nations. And that's why the Most High, they were falling in love with them other nations' women. And that's why the Most High, he said, that's why I'm going to destroy this place. And that's what he did by water. So this time, he's going to destroy this place again. You know, I was thinking, before I go, I'm going to say a few more words. I was thinking, and I'm going to go into the research concerning the state of Israel and these people saying that they are those people of Israel coming back, and they're justified in pushing the Palestinians out because those are the original people. And they're saying that, well, that's a fulfillment of prophecy, which that's not a fulfillment of prophecy. Now I know you can be a Mo and flaunt your Mo-ness. You're all around Israel. In Tel Aviv, which is also called Pink City, they have a yearly parade, a so-called happy parade. I'll say happy parade. Got to be careful on what you say. So how in the hell can that be the fulfillment of Scripture of the Israelites going back to the land? Where the fuck is David at? And where are the people all around the world coming to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments? I don't think, but I'm going to find out whether everything is closed down in the land of Israel on a Saturday. And I doubt that to be the case. Are you put to death because of an act of an adultery, an adulterous act? Well, I haven't heard that in the news. Men and women getting their head chopped off for being caught, or being stoned for being caught in the act of adultery. So, these people that claim they are those people and that's the fulfillment of prophecy is all BS. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.